Hello, we, the Buddy, are talking today about the DTM.
What?
No, not the Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft, but about the plug system of the stove and bus, the DT and the DTM plug system.
This plug system is famous for working under harsh conditions.
Especially in agriculture and construction, where I have a lot of dirt and pollution, the use of DT and DTM connectors is optimal.
Here we have work lights, for example. There's a DT connector right at the back, allowing for a direct connection. This is especially useful in construction or agriculture, where you have such a work light. I can connect something directly and be assured of a secure connection.
We have perfect functionality in the temperature range from -55 to +120 degrees. And what is also very important is we have a protection class of IP8 and 60, which means that the 6 is dust-proof and the 8 is protected against permanent immersion. So it's also very robust.
This means, as you can tell, moisture, dirt, heat, none of these are a problem. It's also very convenient for you to have it in application, especially in the engine area, in the chassis, under the car, where you simply have a connection or where moisture can get in. It is the ideal plug system for that.
In the DT series, if we use a 1.5 square cable, we have a load capacity of 13 amperes per contact.
That's a significant amount of stuff. With the DT series, we also have the DTM, which is built on DT. This means it's a bit more compact, yet still supports multi-pole options, but...
Yes. If I use a 0.5 square cable in the DTM series, it can still handle a load of 7.5 amperes per contact.
A little less.
And that's quite a bit. Yes. To give you an idea of how all this works and what it looks like, we'll show you now. We'll demonstrate how to create a robust and water-protected connection. To do this, the cable is stripped. We use our stripper for this. Personally, I think it's the best type of wire stripper available. Now the contact is crimped onto the cable. In our online catalog, you will find a reference to our crimping pliers inserts for the DTM and DTM series to match the crimp connection. The 3 crimp profiles allow for precise processing of conductor cross-sections from 0.5 to 2.1 square millimeters. Now insert the crimped contact through the rubber seal into the connector housing. Next, place the rubber seal with the contact into the housing until you hear a quiet click. The contact is now firmly seated in the connector housing. To secure it, just insert the latch into the housing and push until it locks. Now repeat the same process on the opposite side and everything is ready. We have now created a crimp connection. The second part comes when I need to disconnect it. And please, remember not to use a paper clip or a sharpened screwdriver. You must use the proper release tool for safe unlocking. First, we will unlock the secondary lock. What PT just did was simply slide back the protection for the release tool. Now we have released the secondary lock with the appropriate release tool. Now we will proceed to unlock the crimp connector. Here are the release tools for flat round connectors. And here's an important tip. Before you go ahead, please push the cable into the connector housing in the opposite direction. This way, the contact will be much easier to remove. Here is another important buddy note. Our plug-in housing set contains the matching secondary locks. However, you will find both in our range. Please make sure that we use the orange one for the male connection. And for the female connection, the green secondary lock. One more highlight is our power distributor. In this case, we can split the signal from one output into 2. However, please note that it is only compatible with the DT series. It locks in. The DTM series does not fit. This is another tool to split one signal into 2. As mentioned earlier, we have different packaging units for our DT and DTM series. We offer ready-made connector sets in 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 12 poles. This set includes everything: our seal, our contact, and the connector housing. Thus, we have a complete application in one bag.
Also, all the items that Jens just listed, which are included in the set, are of course also here, corresponding to the various connectors. So here we have the DT range with the DT parts, and over there is the DTM range with the DT parts. Everything you need is included. The only thing left to add can be found in our online catalog, the pliers and release tools.
As you can see, precise work can be that simple.
All the information you need is in the video description below.
We will link all items in our online catalog as well. And what's very important is that we have a great poster on release principles. On one side, you have the history with the housings. Each housing indicates the release tool, but what's crucial is the principle. All the principles of how a contact is locked in the housing chamber are illustrated. This means it's a great help for the workshop. If you use this poster, nothing can go wrong.